Welcome to the Inside Gaming Podcast for November 13th.
And answers.
Hey.
Nope, wrong show.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Show. Come on.
Episode 33. Adam, what's your favorite Halo gun?
Battle rifle.
Nope, wrong.
Which battle rifle?
The one from Halo 2.
It's the
All right.
Needler.
Is that the only game that has a battle
cool.
rifle?
I like the Needler.
Then it's the pistol. Then it's the
This
SMG.
episode of the Inside Gaming Podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. They would like to let you know that they've recently launched the latest version of their platform, Squarespace 7, which has a completely redesigned interface, integrations with Getty Images and Google Apps, 15 new templates, and incredible features called cover pages. Try the new Squarespace at squarespace.com and enter the offer code INSIDE at checkout to get 10% off. Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this podcast.
Thanks, Squarespace.
Thank you, Squarespace.
Thank you, Squarespace.
So we're going to talk about
Halo.
Talking about Halo. Adam,
Everybody, Halo, all the Halos.
you played all the Halos, but specifically you played Halo 5.
The new IP
Oh, you want to talk about Halo
from
5
Xbox
first, huh?
One.
Yeah, we're talking about Halo 5 first.
Halo 5, yeah.
The new shit. What do you think?
Oh, man. What do you mean, what do I think?
Give
I mean,
us
what do you
your
think?
unbiased opinion.
Start talking. This was
your
supposed to be
unbiased
easy.
game
man.
journalist opinion on
I was
Halo.
gonna
So-
pop your head open and all the Halo stuff was gonna come out.
I got to play it. It was super fun. Here you guys go. Yeah, so I went to Halo Fest, specifically to see a little bit of Halo Nightfall, to then play a little bit of Halo 5.
One sec. I need you to cough to cover up the sound of me opening this can. Thank you, guys.
My cough sounds like the sound of someone opening a can.
Anyway, continue.
Yes, so Halo 5. Kind of surprised. There was a lot of leakage stuff that had come out earlier about, like, aiming down sights and all these other
Like my
little things.
butthole.
Nothing
Did it?
really, it didn't really
Was it
matter.
leaks?
What they ended up showing off was a very balanced shooter. And I had a lot of fun playing it. Only played one or two matches.
You did not play single player, right? Like
There's
campaign?
no single player now.
You think 5 is already balanced?
It felt balanced. It felt good. It felt really good, especially compared to 4. I enjoyed 4. I rated it very highly. I enjoyed it very, very much. It was totally unbalanced. Like this is what happens. Like we were just noticing this today with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. There's so much shit. There's just so much stuff. It's exhausting. Halo, it was very simple. There was no loadouts.
Slayer.
Everyone was on the even playing field. So you just need to learn how to play the game. That's it. There's no customization, any of that stuff. It looked pretty. It ran at 60 frames a second. It was just a beautiful, beautiful game. It took me a few seconds to figure it out. So they were actually doing a Call of Duty controller layout, which was weird for me. Left trigger for me has always been grenades. In this case, it was not. It was aimed down sights, and then the bumpers were. It was like right bumper was like your thruster, and then the left bumper was the grenade.
Time to tell Rico.
So, shortly before the Halo 5 reveal, there was the internet was all turmoil over the addition of sprint and aim down sights.
Yeah.
to Halo 5. Basically,
How dare they turn it into Call of Duty?
Basically, yeah. Everybody was worried that they were just turning Halo into the Twitch shooter that Call of Duty is.
Okay, go on. Keep talking.
Well, I was just curious on your take on that since you've played it.
I think there's so Call of Duty. You're gonna have to stay in here, by the way. It takes forever. Matchmaking is totally broken right now. Sorry.
That's
so
my favorite part.
Call of Duty represents modern gaming, and really sprinting, aiming down sights, kill streaks, all these things. It's just modern game design. It's not so much that embodies Call of Duty. That's what Call of Duty is. I wouldn't say that at all. So I think Halo, what it's doing is now it's just embracing modern game design without really staying in the past. Actually, the funny thing is they are staying in the past because they released the Master Chief Collection. So if you want to play that old style game, it exists on a current generation console. So you really don't have anything to complain about. So what I think
I
they're
hate
doing,
microtransactions.
Nice job.
sprinting didn't make a lot of sense in Halo 4, the way it was implemented. The way they're using it in 5 makes a lot more sense. Your shields will not recharge if you're sprinting. So now the game is forcing you to slow down at certain points. Like, so people aren't just sprinting over and over and over. Like, it was actually kind of cool hitting. Like, if you see someone sprinting, I need to shoot that guy because you have a better chance of killing him. I was like, that's really cool. That's a nice way of modernizing the game. So I think what they've done is they've given your cake and they're letting you eat it too. So they're releasing an all new one where they're innovating and they're making a really cool new Halo. Meanwhile, they re-release all the old games and you can play those whenever you want, whenever the freaking matchmaking works. And they fix all the glitches that apparently there's a lot of issues. But it's nice that we live in a world where those two things exist.
But
Or
Adam,
5
it's
things exist.
720p.
It doesn't matter.
It's 720p,
Lawrence, ask
Adam.
me what I think about it.
James, what do you think about
Looks like Halo.
Boom!
Burn.
It's not a
that a burn?
burn.
Oh,
Well, look, we should qualify all of this by saying that Adam is a huge Halo fan.
gigantic.
What there's a term for people that love Halo as much as
Halo boy?
it? Haloaniacs.
a Halo not.
Oh, that's
Halo not?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I
Halo
don't
boy.
like that name.
Halo boy.
Halo boy.
Yeah. Adam loves Halo.
I do.
And so I'm excited about Halo. I played Halo 1, 2, and 3. Didn't play 4. And I think it looks like another Halo. I'm excited to play the campaign with all of you guys because I love playing the campaign with my friends. In terms of multiplayer, I enjoy the multiplayer, but I'm bad at it, just like Call of Duty on a console. And I'm eternally spool where I wish it was on PC, but it's not.
Oh, it never will be.
Halo 1
It never,
True on
absolutely
PC?
never will be.
No,
so
they have no reason to do that unless Microsoft does that thing where you can play Xbox games on the PC or whatever.
right, that's
Oh,
true. That's a good point.
Yeah, the cap's fucking up.
What?
I can see it.
What's happening?
It's like flickering and it keeps losing signal.
Oh,
Remember that thing?
Sad.
You're supposed to like.
Sad cap.
What do you think you should do?
I'm gonna power cycle it.
okay.
All right. Well, anyways, so
You just
Continue.
Halo looks to me like another Halo. So
Yeah.
Adam,
Yeah.
tell me why I should get back into Halo because of Halo 5.
I think really just shooters in general have just it's just been too much stuff. So I think what they're going back to is a simple game. Like I grew up playing Quake and Unreal Tournament. Like I like those games where it's just you jump in, you jump out, that's it. Halo is kind of returning to that simple era of online shooter, and I like that. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to make a game that's fun to play. Not only fun to play, but it's fun to watch.
Okay.
And they're definitely going for the esports crowd, and they're like kind of those wow moments. So I'm really curious. They did this new game type. It's essentially elimination. So you only have like 4 lives. I think it's 4 or 5 lives. So once you're dead, you're out. Or I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's 5 rounds, 1 life. So each round, you go out there. Once you're dead, you're out. And I was like, that's totally esports.
It's like Counter-Strike.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're going for that, and like even like the maps are like these arenas. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like they're just making it fun. If you don't like that though, if you like what Call of Duty has been doing the last 10 years of progression and feeling like you're unlocking stuff, which I personally don't feel like I have time to do anymore, then maybe not. What happened?
It just keeps fucking up. God damn it!
Well, let's just keep going.
How about don't worry about it and I'll cap
So-
stuff later.
Yeah, no big deal. Okay.
Nothing's happening here anyway. All you're capturing is a menu.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
listen.
Here, I'm tossing this out.
Yeah.
And people can tell me if they feel the same way. I feel like Call of Duty is a kind of game that you're more likely to play by yourself, right?
Ooh.
Whereas Halo is a game you're more likely to play with friends.
Well, because you used to play with friends all the
Well,
time.
yeah,
right?
but it still seems like Call of Duty is constantly reminding you how much fun you're having,
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Which with Halo, it's a little bit more. I don't know what the term is.
Social.
I guess so. I think because it's
I
slower,
agree.
it welcomes itself to like strategizing and.
So you're saying it's the Mario Party of first-person shooters?
No, absolutely not. But I think it's less frantic. It's more. You can do more in Halo if you are working with friends and doing a strategy of some sort. As opposed to Call of Duty, which is like, you just had a great time! Like, double XP, here's your new gun! You're doing great, pal, you don't need friends! Like, it just kind of reminds you every 2 seconds about how much fun you're having. I don't know, what do you think?
I completely agree because I played it with friends when I was playing. So that was the one thing we always used to even trade off playing multiplayer because I'd watch my friend play and he was 1,000 times better than I was. Also, we used to play on Xbox One through the tunnel service. If you guys remember the
Oh, yeah.
which is a really long time ago.
You have to
boy.
use XP Connector.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's actually why, like, right now, I don't know if we're capping this or not, but
We
James just got into a Halo 1 match, which is fantastic because it reminds me when I had to play at friends' houses, just, bringing over the Xbox.
Yep.
And then we found that way of tunneling. And for the longest time, it was what's the whole thing of, like, best on your block sort of thing?
Exactly, where you're not the best
Yeah.
at all in the world.
I was
You're
the
close.
best guy in the world, and then we got the tunneling service thing working. Jesus Christ.
Is it making it flicker on the TV too?
I was actually trying to cap it over here as well.
Oh. Okay.
This is a super professional podcast.
Yeah, we're good. So we've all had fond memories of Halo. I want to get to those in a minute, but
Yeah.
what I'd like to pick your guys' brains about is the campaign for Halo 5 because
Yeah.
so this fella on NeoGAF, Shinobi 602,
Cool name.
That's a nice name.
he was passing along some hearsay from a supposed Bungie dev.
Wait,
and one of the
Bungie or
interest-
343?
or sorry, 343. You're
Bungie
absolutely
makes
right.
Destiny. Stupid.
I'm an idiot. fuck me. Game journalism dead forever. So at any rate, fuck me. He was right about a few things about Halo 5 multiplayer, which leads me to believe that he's probably right about the campaign. About the multiplayer, he said that pretty much every gun had ADS, which they do. He said sprint was in the game, which it is. So when it comes to his comments on the campaign, he said that basically it's going to pull a Metal Gear Solid 2. That you're going to play as Chief for maybe 10 to 15% of the campaign.
Right.
And then you'll play as a new character. And I know you speculated before that that's going to be Locke.
Well, no, they've more or less already come out and said, yeah, Locke's a new playable character. Get used to him. Like, I think they're...
You think they're trying to move away from Chief?
Yeah, I think so.
What? No!
Yeah.
Goodbye, Chief.
I want Chief!
I think so. Yeah, Chief's a good character. I mean, why else would they release the Master Chief collection? Like, I think his story is coming to an end. Not in the way that you think it is, though. Like, so many.
He dies.
He becomes
Kind
a
of,
Didact
yeah.
or something.
Oh dear God, Bruce, what are you doing?
I'm trying to make the thing work.
I'm capping over here. You can stop.
That's great. Well, I'm going to try cap over here, too.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ew.
That's too much caps. That's the problem. Too many hats.
So anyway, so yeah, Locke's gonna be this new character you play as. Oni operative, super secret, spooky, spook guy, CIA type, space CIA dude.
Space awesome.
They hinted at a lot of stuff in Halo 4 that I don't think people gave the story in Halo 4 enough credit. That they were really going into the character of Master Chief and how basically he's a sociopath and is not really human, and how Halsey's talking about how like Spartan suits are like the next leap of human evolution. Like there's a lot of stuff that's said there, and then at the very end when spoilers if you haven't played Halo 4 or whatever, Cortana essentially dies. But not really. They hint at this thing of transcendence, this idea
Spoiler!
of becoming
Yeah.
one with the digital ecosystems. This whole kind of weird thing, like
Also, she's a robot
yeah.
construct.
Hey, those tits aren't robots.
I,
Yeah,
look,
they
at the
are.
end of the day, the Halo story is fucking awesome because it's a guy, it's a robot man suit, whatever, who has no feelings towards anything other than this AI construct. And so it's like a love story between two things that can't love.
Yeah, they're both robots, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, the argument is always she was more human than him.
Yeah.
And I always liked that. I mean, she took on more than she could, and she died for it, essentially.
She's not dead, though. She's a robot.
She's not
Dead.
dead, and she's somewhere else. She's floating around somewhere, and they've hinted at a lot of stuff.
She's like
that,
Johnny Depp.
She's in the
She's like-
marathon.
she's like Johnny Robot.
So if you go into Halo 4 and you look at the characters, the Librarian and the Didact, you see a lot of parallels between them and Chief and Cortana. And so I think it's this sort of thing of the cyclical nature of species in history. I think you just got teabagged.
Great.
And so I think what they're doing is they're setting Chief up as a bad guy. He should have died at the end of Halo 3. They wanted him to be a martyr, and they're actually kind of mad that he's back. Like, no one's happy that he's still alive. And so I think if anyone's going to kill him, it's going to be humans, and Chief I don't think he's going to see himself as a human anymore. He's going to see himself as the next step. And so I think he's going to partner up with Arbiter, and they're going to essentially try to wipe out humanity. I think through some weird way, Chief's going to try to activate the Halo rings and just kill everybody. So essentially, Chief kind of becomes the bad guy. That's going to be one side of the story. I think Halo 6 or whatever, you'll go back to Chief, and you'll see it from his side, and that's when it will end. That will be like the full Master Chief, double trilogy.
They kind of quote-unquote killed Chief at the end of 3. If you play it on Legendary, you see that he's not dead, of course.
Of course,
but
yeah, they led into Halo 4.
Yeah, how many times do you think they can pull on that chain before it becomes old hat? Like, oh, Chief's dead, for real.
I don't know. I mean, hey, the Halo universe is very big. There's a lot you could do with it. There's a lot of different time periods you can go. Unfortunately, Master Chief is essentially the poster child for it. He is the icon. He's the Sonic the Hedgehog of this franchise.
He goes so
Chili
fast.
dogs.
I mean, look, in terms of modern games, like he's one of the most iconic game characters of the past 10 years. And so how do you get rid of your poster boy and yet you still sell a game called Halo? So you have to start introducing different parts. So like you could do an Arbiter game or something like that. Like I think people are open to those sort of things. So I don't know if they'll really kill him off in the way that you think they're going to. But the story, I'm really excited about the story. Like,
Well, that kind of begs an
much
interesting
like Bruce.
question. Is there any gaming franchise that has successfully been able to switch main characters? I guess you could argue Metal Gear went from Solid Snake to Big Boss.
but it's a clone
It's
of
the
the same
exact
guy.
same person.
Calling the same guy.
Mario's still there.
Yeah,
Sonic's still there.
No one's really successfully done that.
Samus.
Well, the other thing too is like this is me getting super heady about this sort of thing, but I think
Shadow the Hedgehog.
He did it. James did it. Podcast over.
I don't have an answer.
Let's
for
all
that.
go home.
I think there's this weird kind of parallel where Master Chief more or less represents a forgotten time, and they kind of hint. It's almost like a metaphor where like he's the silent protagonist and he doesn't really talk and doesn't really have any feelings or anything like that, and the world rejects him, and so it's like he represents game design from 10 years ago, and today games are moving towards like charismatic characters and people you feel about and custom characters and all that stuff, and Chief is not that.
That's like that Miyamoto article we just read.
That makes me sad though, because still the gaming characters I like the most are the ones that have never said anything, and
Well,
that's still true. Like
Well,
Link,
that's the thing is because we're
Samus
from
Aran,
we're from
Mario.
different.
Yeah, we're
time
from a
period.
different
Mario.
generation.
That's like if they were to make Half-Life, a new Half-Life today, Gordon Freeman has to talk in some
Yeah.
way, or there's or you're a different character who like the Destiny protagonist that you play as barely talks, like
Yeah,
that.
right.
That's like the new age character. Or like you have the Commander Shepard, super stiff, basically represents all people.
Boo.
So Master Chief's kind of this weird sort of thing that just doesn't exist anymore.
I need to be told that I'm sad.
Either
Why can't
way,
you just be sad?
No.
so yeah, I think
I'm sure. Now
I would love to actually pick the brain of a lot of the 343 writers and kind of ask them like, is that accidental or did you
Well,
like,
that's-
is that kind of meant to be a thing? Because I feel like the only people who really give a shit about Master Chief or his background or any of that stuff are like the nerds like me who've
Yes.
deep dive into the
You're
books.
absolutely right.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Because
I don't know.
I always assumed Master Chief is Gordon Freeman.
My-
I was always like, he doesn't talk very much.
The
Who
thing
cares?
is, when everyone was complaining about Destiny's blah story, I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened in Halo, and I sit right across from someone who knows everything that happened in Halo. So clearly, he didn't get it just from the game.
I mean, I replayed. You know what it was? So like Halo 1 was super interesting to me because before I even played it, I read the book Fall of Reach. I didn't own an Xbox. A friend of mine had the book. He goes, "Oh, you should read this. It's good sci-fi." So I read it. I was immediately interested. I'm like, "Okay, this is a really cool world." And then when I played Halo 1, they set this up, and no one ever talks about this. This part always bothers me. There's this part where there's the twist that 343 Guilty Spark has like tricked you, and he's having this really weird conversation with Chief, and he's like, "Last time you asked me about this, would I activate the rings?" I was like, my answer hasn't changed, and having like considerable time to think about it, yeah, I would do it again. It's like, wait, what the hell is he talking about? So either like,
Well, he also
and
says
you-
like I haven't seen you in a long time.
yeah, and you can get into the books and all this other stuff where it's more or less revealed that Spark is an AI of another character from long ago in the Forerunner thing. It gets super nerdy. Like it's not even worth getting into.
It's Cortana. It's all Cortana.
Yeah, and it's actually it's from the Forerunner books
I know,
that
I
I
didn't
need
press
to
the number.
I need to read more of. But that to me hooked me. I was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? This is so cool. But that was Bungie's storytelling method of like, we'll just give you a little bit. And like, fuck if they knew. They probably
Right,
just
yeah.
said it just to kind of
They
F
just
with
put
you.
the hooks in there in case they needed them later.
But I love what 343's been doing because those guys are big nerds when it comes to the story. So Halo 4 to me was, for me, the best story of the franchise because they actually explained a lot and like embraced the universe it lives in as opposed to kind of shy away from it.
Well-
That being said, I got none of that. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of a testament to how people get different things out of what they want to get.
I think it comes down to where their minds are at and how deeply they feel like ingraining themselves in a particular setting. But before we continue on with that, let us remind you that this podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. And Squarespace, I have to scroll up to remember the number. Squarespace 7 has a redesigned user interface. It has integration with Google Apps, so like you can connect your domains and your spreadsheets to your website, which is pretty cool. Has a partner with Getty Images. I just like saying Getty Images. I don't know why. Because I always think of this picture of somebody who just spray painted Getty Images on a wall for no reason. They have 40 million high quality photos for your website for $10 an image. They have 15 new design templates. You can start your trial today with no credit card required. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use the offer code INSIDE to get 10% off your first purchase. And to show your support for our
boy, I'm really glad
podcast,
this-
again, that's offer code INSIDE, INSIDE. So thanks, Squarespace, and thank you for your new tools. I'm sure they're wonderful. We should go check those out sometime. Make a new spool weed website.
My wife was telling me I need to make a adamkovic.com type website.
I'm already working on it.
Thank you.
So don't worry, it'll be done in a couple days.
So I think the plan is, yes, I'm going to have James just make my own site. And, if you want to hire me for commercial work, maybe children's birthday parties, go to adamkovic.biz.com.
This is Adam's new thing.
Yeah.
He's doing commercials now.
I'm not doing commercials.
He's a commercial actor
I did
now.
I'm not even sure if I can totally talk. I won't go into super detail about it because I signed an NDA that I didn't read all of.
Oh boy! Wow, you're like a real YouTuber now.
Yeah. Well,
talking then.
get the rockets. Get the fucking rockets.
Where?
Turn around, go back in the
down
waterfall and get the
I don't
rockets.
know what I'm doing.
X.
It's all right. Sorry, I'm just super excited for you.
Oh, there he is.
There's
Bruce
a
up
man.
there.
I see him.
Fire. Yes.
All right, so
Nope.
Nope.
I
Fire
think
again.
Let's all, since Halo's been out and it's been a kind of a cornerstone in gaming for a while, let's all share our Halo stories because we've got to have
What just
them.
happened there? Okay. I got it.
Personally, my relationship with the Halo series has been a little passionate, not in a good way, really. Yeah, when Halo came out,
Here's my copy of Halo 2 that I waited
Boy,
in
I
line
really
for
can't
at
see a
midnight.
thing.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
well, actually,
Nothing
I
matters.
mean, do you have any interesting tidbits
No,
about waiting?
my life. I mean, essentially, I have a job here because of Halo.
bro.
The job description for Machinima was need people who are good at Halo 2 and World of Warcraft. And I said, well, I know half of those. Just so yeah, I mean that should give you an idea of what time it was. This is before Halo 3 even came out. So that's how long ago I started working here. Halo 2 was relevant at the time. That's really the only interesting info, and the fact that it's still popular today makes me happy.
Well, I remember you talking about how you would have to sneak out at night and run a network cable across your house to play Halo 2 online because you got grounded.
Oh, I will say this was super cool. I never actually got to thank anyone for this. I was trying to find a way of doing this without it looking totally dorky. But my oldest friend from Xbox Live was at Eurogamer, EGX, and this was probably the last thing he was ever going to go to. So actually, he was from the UK. I would always play at like 4 in the morning. I'd sneak out and play Halo 2. And he would be on at that time. So I always played with this guy. His name was Free Monk. And we met for the first time, and I have a picture of us. Like, we finally met, and it was the coolest thing, just because, like, he was one of those guys that we would just stay up all night just talking, like, on Xbox Live. And, like, we met and just had coffee, and, like, it was just, like a day hadn't even gone by. Like,
Was his dick as big as he had described?
I couldn't feel it inside me, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah.
Those British dicks,
well.
you know how they
I
are.
think he was getting nervous.
Those online relationships are always tough. Don't worry about it. Let him do his thing.
I don't know what I'm doing. There's a rocket too. That doesn't
You
matter.
need to stop picking up 2 guns so you can keep throwing grenades.
But I love guns.
Anyway,
That's
sorry.
very cute.
James,
Sorry.
any Halo stories?
I have 2 Halo stories. One is that I remember going into a Blockbuster and buying Halo 2 long after Halo 2 came out. Like, it was in the bargain bin, but it was an unopened copy of Halo 2. It wasn't a used game. And it was in the bargain bin, and I'm pretty sure Halo 3 was about to come out, and I was like, fuck it. I'll play. I had played through the campaign at someone else's, so I bought Halo 2. And then when I opened it up, inside it had a slip that said, please do not sell before this date. And the date, like, it was literally for like 2 years ago. So this poor disc had been sitting on the shelf waiting for someone to come and buy it and love it.
Oh,
It was November 9th, 2004.
Yes,
just so you know.
that's what it said. Except I'm not a nerd. And then
Yes, you are.
My other Halo memory is one Christmas break after I had moved out to Los Angeles. Normally I'd go home or go somewhere else for Christmas. It was the one time I stayed in Los Angeles, and my roommate also stayed, and we just played Halo 3. Like, we'd wake up at around 9:30, play Halo 3, eat lunch, and then come back and play Halo 3. And we loved the bomb game mode.
Oh,
You
yeah,
bomb
yeah.
the base.
I think Onslaught. I'm horrible with game type names, so yeah.
And it was the large desert arena with the mobile bases.
Oh, yeah.
And we had come up with the plan to just go around the map wide, steal their base, and then drive their base to the bomb. So I would drive the base while he was shooting on the turrets, trying to keep them off of us, and then we just drive their base to the bomb, and then you could just pick up the bomb and then just take it over and over and over again. Like, it would end immediately. And we were like, holy shit, I think we just broke this game. And not that we can possibly imagine taking credit for it, because what's that thing called when hive mind or whatever, when a bunch of people come up with the same thing at the same time? But about 2 weeks later, by the end of that Christmas break, everyone was doing it, and that game mode was just unplayable on that map, because it would just be two bomb bases pushing each other in the center of the map to try and get on top of the bomb. Oh boy!
Yeah!
I
love that.
Other than that, and just playing rockets in my dorm room, rockets only. You know, Halo's always been the fun social multiplayer game. You know,
It was called Rocket Arena when Quake did it first. That's part of my
except
pretentious
that
rant, but I'll
Halo
get there
was a
eventually.
lot of fun.
I know.
I always make the argument that like Halo is essentially just a super slow version of Quake.
Yeah.
Like, and to make up for it, they added melee. You know,
Yeah.
and they gave you a grenade button.
Quake
which
does
is
have a
cool.
gauntlet, but you can't do both at the same time.
Stop taking.
No, I
the
know.
second
I'm saying,
gun.
like, they-
throw grenades. They
I
actually
like
work in
guns.
this game.
That was kind of my interaction with the Halo series. Is that I guess Halo was popular when I was at my most pretentious as a gamer, which if you
Right
can imagine
now?
that it'd be fucking insufferable.
It's not
No,
popular now.
I've mellowed out a lot.
I'm joking.
Believe it or not. So like when everybody's like, "God, you got to try this Halo," I was like, "You're only playing it because there's nothing else to play on the Xbox and it's not good." And they'd be
Right.
like, "No, but it feels good. You can carry two guns at once." I'm like, I've been doing that on the PC for 10 years, and I was that annoying guy in the back, like Spool is now, screaming, "It's better on PC." See?
What?
And like Spool, it was coming from a place of sorrow.
Yeah, basically. Like, I don't know what it is about seeing people have fun. When you feel like you're having more fun, you have to stop them. But I was that guy.
You just described the console wars.
Basically.
I do remember right before Halo 2 came out, I emailed Gabe Newell because it was like Halo 2 and Half-Life 2 were coming out like at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And I emailed him and I'm like, do
Wait, what?
you think Halo 2 is going to be any good?
Wasn't it Halo 2 and Half-Life 3? Or sorry, Halo 3 and Half-Life 2.
What'd I say?
It's close.
You said Halo 2 and
Yeah.
Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
I thought Halo 3 came out around
no,
Half-Life
that's
2.
it. That's
It was
the
a
last
sword
one.
man.
Oh,
You're
never
thinking of
mind.
Half-Life 2
wasn't the
Episode
worst.
2.
I'll take it.
True, it's pretty good.
Anyway, I remember emailing Gabe Newell and he emailed me back and said, "Oh, those Bungie guys are pretty cool and they sent us a copy. I'm looking forward to playing it." I said,
Good job,
Signed,
Gabe Newell.
Gabe Newell's assistant.
No, he actually replies to emails, which is weird.
yeah, that's what he tells you.
And I bought Halo
Via
2.
his assistant.
I remember working at GameStop when Halo 3 came out, and my Xbox red ringed the 2 days before.
Oh.
So I was sitting there selling Halo 3 to a bunch of happy people, I don't know, I was still happy about it. It was always fun working those midnight launches because everybody was just really pumped to buy their game and go home, and people would be waiting in line, kind of trading stories, talking about how excited they were. And I don't. Maybe out of everything about switching from physical to digital games retail, maybe that's the thing that I miss is there's no convenient place or convenient excuse to get together with a bunch of people who are really amped for a game anymore. Unless it's like BlizzCon or something like that.
I feel like Halo 3 was the last time that people gathered for a midnight launch that I cared about.
I didn't go to any midnight launch, but I was working at G4 when Halo 3 came out,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone
there's
had their copies
Yeah.
several days early, and they're all going home, and I was like, I can't afford a 360.
Caps fucking
So I
man.
just sat there.
Could you guys sync real quick, just because there were a lot of reactions to that footage. So.
Sure, yeah.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
So hopefully that's not utter garbage. Viewers, I'm sure you'll tell me if it is.
It's a live production
Just
setup
make
over
us
here.
big and the footage small.
It's a good idea. And actually, people have been asking for that, so why not?
They don't want to see our ugly faces.
Here's where you can make the footage bigger.
That's stupid. That's dumb. That's dumb, Halo boy.
Nah, forget about that. I don't want you to worry about editing.
I also remember really, really hoping and Halo 2 was getting big around the time that I started understanding that esports was a thing, and I was downloading shitty video on demands from Korea, and it was in some weird video format that I had to download some weird Korean player, and the installation was all in Korean, and I didn't know. I just had to click buttons until it worked. So I was watching this weird fuzzy postage stamp of Brood War, and being like, this is the coolest thing in the entire world, and hoping that Halo would take off. But then Halo 2, pro Halo 2 play, I remember going to some MLG event back then, and then watching a terrible stream of Halo 2 online when I was in college, and being like, God, this is just terrible. Because everybody was using the battle rifle, and then they would just like, they just jump and like, and somebody would die, and that was it.
Were they shoutcasting it?
Maybe. The shoutcasting didn't add much to the experience at the time. There just wasn't that much. It wasn't.
Good spawn.
I think the big thing then.
Oh, he's down.
The big thing then, and I hope hopefully not the big thing now, was that it wasn't clear when a player was good. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like watching a pro Halo player circa Halo 2 or Halo 3 was either they would sit in a room with a shotgun and wait for people to walk in and just.
I just remember always really laughing at the auto aim. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it just locked onto people's heads. The hitboxes were very forgivable in Halo 2. And
Get him, Adam. Get him, Adam.
I'm fucked.
Get him.
Oh.
This game, ooh,
Oh, whoa! What's that grenade?
This game is in his favor.
It's like a chrome toss.
Oh my god, yeah, lag is bad. This sucks too, because Lockout's one of my favorite maps. Lockout BRs. Yeah, I'm fucked.
It's
his game, not mine.
I played. I think it was the first Halo. I want to say, or the second Halo, where we land two Xboxes for 4th of July, and I went over to a friend's house, and it was like basically his family, my friend, and a couple of my other friends that were all at this house, and one group of 4 guys was playing in another room, and another group of 4 guys, it was me and 3 other guys, were playing in a living room, and we played for like 3 hours during I think 4th of July.
Nice.
And by the end of it, everybody was really angry. Like we were not having fun. We were playing. You know, like this was like you know. You always have the group of guys. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows about this now, but there's always like 2 people in a group. Cool. We're just playing a video game.
Trying to mellow everyone out.
Yeah, the other 6 people are just like fucking. They're like screaming and like just shouting at each other. And I think the last match, some kid, oh shit, some kid, we were playing rockets, and some kid hit me with like just a ridiculous rocket, and he came out as this like sweaty fat ass, and he came out and he started dancing in front of our screen.
There's nothing worse than a fat guy dancing.
Yeah.
So I was like, get out of my way! And he was like, did you see that rocket shot? And I hucked my controller at his ass. And I was like, I'm done! And I threw my controller at his ass, and I left. And one of my friends came out and was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I was like,
No problem.
I was like, that guy's just a douche.
Yeah.
So
Fat kids dancing
It's terrible.
and being better at a video game than you are like just the 2 worst things in the world.
Well, it was one of those things where you start to. It's no big deal, except for when somebody taunts you and then you throw their controller.
Well, that's when it bleeds into real life.
Yep. When they taunt you, and then it's on.
One of my fondest Halo memories, and this is weird because it's actually kind of a grungy memory, but in sophomore year in college, I had probably the grossest roommate I've ever had, in that you could smell his room down the hallway, and that when he came into the room, you would know it because he always smelled
I was gonna
weird.
say, wasn't that your room? You
No.
could smell- I thought you said you had one of the grossest roommates.
No, oh, sorry, we had separate bedrooms.
Oh, okay.
We basically rented an apartment. He found a really cheap apartment in like the scummiest part of town.
Okay.
We were flanked on both sides. One side there was like an Indian family with about 8 kids, and around 7 o'clock every night they would just start power slamming each other into the walls because there'd be loud like, and then like crying and then laughing and then crying again. And then the other side was this Hispanic family that got a great new stereo and just loved using it at 6 o'clock in the morning. And they would, play the doo doo doo,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like,
That doesn't sound like La Cucaracha.
yeah. But we got Halo on PC when it came out, and it wasn't the greatest game to play on PC. So we tried playing it like as a shooter for a while, and we were like, this is dumb. So we just all got on Warthogs and just started playing Destruction Derby with those, just like sliding around and being idiots. And it was like the most college thing in the world because I recall there was just like decomposing food on the floor and just like empty cans. And I think that was also near the time where one of my roommates had left a McDonald's cup of soda on the bathroom counter, and it just stayed there. And day after day, I'd walk into the bathroom and it'd still be there. I'd be like, there it is. I'd use the bathroom and leave. Nice job, Adam. And then I recall at once the soda had eaten away the bottom of the cup, so this soda syrup started spreading out over the counter. And after a while, I was just like, no, that's too much. I can't handle this anymore. So I poured it out into the sink. It was basically a syrup at this point, and it clogged up the drain. And then the dude who had left the soda on the counter came in and made fun of me for pouring his soda into the sink and clogging the sink.
Oh.
And then I had to go get drain cleaner to unclog it.
He was like,
So-
clean up my dragons.
Yeah, basically. But I
story.
was young and foolish, so I actually did it.
Did you then beat him in Halo? Is that how it relates?
Yeah,
to
I beat him in like a lot of games.
You didn't dance afterwards.
He didn't handle that well. Like
Halo? It was you.
I pulled up my shirt, slapped my belly a lot.
Throw a controller at you.
I am Chunk. And Chunk is good at Halo. But this episode of the Halo Cast is sponsored by Cards Against Humanity.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're doing something pretty cool this holiday season. They are doing 10 days or whatever of Kwanzaa. That's what they call it.
That's really what's called.
That's
Yeah, that's really what it's called. If you give Cards Against Humanity $15, they'll send you 10 mystery gifts for the 10 days or whatever of Kwanzaa. However, space is limited to the first 250,000 people who sign up at holidaybullshit.com. So yeah, they're keeping it edgy.
Here's the thing. If I didn't work at Inside Gaming, I feel like I could work as a community manager or something equivalent for Cards Against Humanity.
For most people, I would call them on it, but James, yes, you absolutely could. So yet again, that's $15, 10 mystery gifts for the 10 days, whatever of Kwanzaa bought. That's holidaybullshit.com. So thank you for the sponsorship, Cards Against Humanity. And now I'm really curious. I actually kind of want to do that. It's funny how in our society, people pay just to be delighted. Like, it's not about getting something you want or need. It's just like, my life is so awesome all the time, I just want a surprise, even if it's a shitty one. Like, I can watch any movie ever made right now if I wanted to. Mm-hmm. But, god damn it, I'll pay $10 and just send me a box with something in it. Just a banana, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want something to make me happy. Ugh. Okay, so, moving on. Our consensus in the daily was, or Adam's consensus basically, is that 343 is trying to make Halo 5 an esport. Or the multiplayer at least. And turns out we just so happen to have some esports enthusiasts in the office. Do you want me to go grab Lester and bring him in here?
I'll go get him. I'll go
I
get
thought you
him.
were talking about me.
No,
I mean, I don't know if he's still here. But
probably not.
I can't wait until track and field for NES is legitimized as a true esport.
Well, they have to have referees to make sure you don't use your hands.
Yep.
Okay.
And check to make sure those pads are legit.
Yep. Keep them all nice and level. I wonder if there's someone who's like a real track and field enthusiast and they open up the pads and like shear off some of the foam so that the contact points are closer so they can like really flutter out the kicks.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Boy, this is funny, huh?
Sorry, I'm murdering people in Halo 2, and it feels so good. Again,
I think-
don't fucking jump off the edge, you moron.
Wait, what? Oh, on your team?
They're not even close. Oh wait, you're
Yeah,
losing
you're getting
bad.
bopped.
Well, because it was super lagorific the whole time, and now I'm kicking their
Now
ass.
blame the lag, just like Halo 2.
Always with the lag.
Always with the
This guy
lag.
can't snipe for
I
shit.
remember-
Fuck
But
you.
you're dead.
Oh,
Look at this
I remember I played Halo 2 online once. Like I again, being a PC elitist, I was like, I have to pay to play online. This is such bullshit. And then I used the stupid little 1 month card that
Yep.
came with the game, and I like played one match online. It was on the like weird kind of indoor mini mall map you guys were playing on earlier, and I just got wrecked. And I was like, this is stupid. This is a baby's toy. I hate this. And I never tried it
Well,
again.
the thing about
You got Lester in the house.
in college we had one intranet kind of.
Right.
So every single building was basically connected to the same internet pipeline.
Oh, I had that.
So all you did, every single thing was just a LAN game. Everyone in the dorm were just playing LAN games with one another. It was pretty crazy.
All right, Lester and Adam.
Yeah.
So we're
me.
talking about Halo 5's viability as an esport. Since you saw it last night, what do you think its chances are?
Well, the game definitely needs to show the community that it can balance both quicker gameplay and better map design, and really, I don't know, kind of have some type of infrastructure, whether it be from developer support or some other community events or anything, to actually prove that it can be a viable esport. From the pace of the game, it's really quick, but that's not bad. And I think a lot of people nowadays think that like sprinting or having an exosuit or having different armor abilities is like a bad thing. But at the end of the day, I think like any game, you gotta innovate, And it's all up to, I guess, the game balancing the speed with maps that are actually good. Halo 4 and Halo Reach had a lot of problems being competitive because the maps were just kind of lackluster. And to compensate for that, they had Forge. They had a lot of people make Forge maps, and all the Forge maps just started looking like gray blocks of like American Gladiator kind of looking, everything aesthetically looked the same, so people got really bored of the map. So I think coming off the block and coming with like really good original maps that have smart design, good choke points and stuff, like playing a little bit Halo 5. There's a lot of different cues that let you know, like, hey, sniper's up in 15 minutes, or like little cool things that I saw. Like, there's a map that's all speedball. It's like literally looks like American Gladiator, where you're like in a Tron arena. Like that map had little dips, little like bunkers you could go in, but there was like only a few power weapons, and it was very basic. But everyone kind of ran around like willy nilly, like fighting.
Do you think that a first person shooter can be an esport compared to something like League of Legends, which is the most popular esport? Like, do you think it's even worth Microsoft trying?
Yeah, well, I think Activision with Call of Duty obviously has made some scene where a Twitch shooter is viable. I mean, Call of Duty now is just like such a fast-paced, maniacal game, but people still play it at a really high level, and like the players that stand out are those who have like the quickest reactions and can like kind of process macro level gameplay really well in terms of like rotations and choking spawn points and all this stuff. So I think like Halo is a really fun idea to entertain in terms of like bringing it to an esports level, because it's not exactly a Twitch shooter. It's somewhere between a fast-paced game and a little bit deeper of a strategy shooter. Right. So I think give it time, and if there's enough teams that can like assemble, and there's enough people who actually make the game bigger than it is, and then they give feedback back to 343 or whoever develops it, that if the developer also listens, they can make a pretty viable esport, in my opinion.
Okay.
What if I told you it had full frontal nudity? Then do you think it could make an esport?
Well, James, you give anything full frontal. Front full. And I'll buy it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just not getting a whole lot of that nowadays.
Okay. Well, just on Adam's question of any game or any first-person shooter getting viable, Counter-Strike Go is getting some pretty awesome numbers. And
CS:GO is literally like a phoenix rising from nowhere.
Because
like,
Counter-Strike had its own particular surge, like in 2003. It blew up and then died almost immediately. So it's kind of weird to see Counter-Strike come back. And
my personal opinion on that is that it's kind of freak show. I think there's certain games that people watch because they have zero interest in playing themselves. And I think, and this isn't a knock on the game at all. This isn't saying it isn't as good as any of these other games. It's just, like, I have watched Counter-Strike matches in the past. I have zero interest in Counter-Strike. The way it plays is really strange and fast. It's kind of like Unreal Tournament. It's like strange and fast, but the act of watching someone play is it's like the freak show. It's like watching having camera set on the hands of a StarCraft player.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to play StarCraft, and I'm not sure that I'm interested.
It gives you anxiety almost
in the actual game. But what he's doing is astounding me, and I think CS:GO is definitely one of those games where you can see every single keystroke, and there is there's no aim assist, there's no compensation. It's just very, very weird, and I think that might be influencing it in a good way for viewership, at least.
Yeah. I think that kind of touches on something I mentioned about Halo 2 when MLG was backing that. Is that as a spectator, I would watch Halo 2 players, and I would think, that doesn't look a lot harder than what I do when I play Halo 2. Not to say it isn't, but it's the appreciation of the skill involved. So like you were saying with StarCraft, and even a game like Quake, the skill ceiling is very high, and it's appreciably very high. And LCS, I would say, personally, I think to a lesser degree than something like StarCraft, just because of the APM. But for something like Halo, it'd be interesting to see how that can work, because when you're with a controller, it seems like there's kind of a natural cap on the skill ceiling, just because of the dexterity involved and the amount of buttons you can hit simultaneously and how quickly you can hit them and stuff like that.
It's a really good point. I think the players who actually stand out are the ones who play it as if like it is a high APM kind of game, right? It's like if you watch the top level console controller FPS players, they're doing little micro movements, whether in their strafe or in their twitch, you know, like everyone makes fun of the ogre twitch, but like truly like little things in the joystick movements, like having a perfect controller, something that everyone carries around in tournaments. Like if you have, before in the old days, you would need to find a controller that had no slow turn, right? Because the Xbox controllers used to turn, and then hit a lull where like it wasn't registering, you know, max sensitivity anymore, and it would slow down. So like if you would have to go through 4 or 5 different controllers. We were shopping around for controllers in Sears just to find one that didn't slow turn. What the?
Bruce just farted.
Is that
from
a
across
You gotta just
the
roll
room.
through it. You'll
Really?
learn.
Jeez, like take solace in the fact that you're over here right now, because any other day you would be sitting in it.
That sounded like 2 pieces of rubber.
Yeah, he farted.
Bruce's ass is made out of rubber. He's a Vietnam vet.
Welcome to our. We only asked you into this office, Lester, so that Bruce could fart on you.
I don't smell anything yet, but yeah.
Okay, so I guess last question on that topic. Just pass it around the room. Do you guys want to watch Halo as a sport, or do you want to play it?
I never enjoyed watching Halo really as an esport. I just went to a ESL thing recently, and like I didn't really have the greatest time watching pro people play Halo. Like it wasn't that interesting. Halo 5 though, like looks fun. Like it looks like a fun arena shooter type thing. Sorry. So I think that might actually change it. Like the way the game is just like I always found Halo to be like kind of a fun casual shooter. Like it's a game you have fun with, and for people to like play professionally, I always like, oh, you're kind of taking the fun away.
No, definitely, and I have to agree. Like, watching it over this past weekend it was almost like Call of Duty, where you watch it and it's like you're alive for 2 seconds and then dead, and you're alive for 2 seconds and you're dead, and you're alive for 5 seconds and you get a sick shot and then you're dead, and your eyes kind of get tired and you kind of get like sucked into this repetitive cycle. But for Halo 5, like watching kind of like the search and destroy speedball mode, you know, where it's like, okay, 4 people versus 4 people, you only get 1 life. It's a very simple map. It's very like strategic in how it is like paintball, how you have like a breakout, right? And everyone just kind of runs through a different area, and it's very easy for someone to kind of visualize in their head like, okay, this is the overall strategy. This kill means a lot. You know, staying alive, like there's a 3v1 situation that means a lot more. That actually makes it fun, and it makes you as a viewer have some type of, you know, like you read into it more. Whereas Call of Duty or Halo, like just played in normal Slayer mode and you're a King of the Hill, any of that, it just seems like respawn death, and then the match is over and then everyone claps. So.
Yeah, that's not exciting to me. But the new one, yes. So
How about you, James?
I'm gonna say no. Not interested in. Don't come over here. Then go over there.
I'm holding it in. I'm holding
Go
it
over.
in.
Don't. No, you're holding it in to bring it over here.
Why does Bruce
I'm
fart so
not
much? Does anyone
interested.
ever
I'm not
wonder?
interested in watching Halo.
well, it's gonna be revealed. Like it's always very funny to Bruce. Like, hi, I fart all the time. Always farting.
What if he has like a deep like bowel
That's what I mean. It's gonna be revealed that there's like literally a demon inside of him.
Yes.
I don't
Heartworms
burp. I
or
don't
something.
burp. Remember, I don't
It's just a
burp.
cry for help. Like he's just waiting for someone to like
Has to come out
recognize
one
it.
way.
Yeah. Well,
Anal demon.
it's okay.
All right, well, Lester, thank you for joining us for
Thanks a
Halo
lot for having
Chat.
me.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Before
Let's all clap for the man.
Run.
I got to fart less. I'm fucking following you tonight.
Gotta go fart
Push it
on
that
him.
way.
I don't have to fart. Calm
And-
down. I farted over there. Everybody.
Just before Bruce farts again.
You
this-
farting once is like seeing the fin of a shark. It doesn't mean the shark's leaving.
This podcast is also sponsored by WWE 2K15. This WWE 2K15 features the top superstars from today and in the past, including John Cena, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and many, many more. So, James, there was one wrestler from all time that you want to be in WWE 2K15. Who would it be?
A wrestler of all time, huh?
Yeah.
Razor Ramon.
See, I always get that confused with the other Razor Ramon, Hard Gay.
What?
Those are two different people, right?
Who?
Hard Gay? What?
Okay. Who?
There's only
From
one
Japan.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah, there's only one way Razor Ramon.
Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
I don't even know who Razor Ramon is.
Yeah, he was this dude who pretended to be a Cuban, who did a horrible Cuban accent, and that was his gimmick.
What
It was
about
awesome.
him?
He
what,
was basically Scarface.
what about him makes him your pick? Just the
I
gimmick?
thought I just described what makes him my pick. He was
That he
a dude who
pretends to
did
be
a horrible
Cuban?
Cuban accent, and he basically pretended to be Scarface. And he also came from the era when before a wrestler would premiere, they'd shoot really terrible / awesome promo videos for him. and him with just him sitting in like a chair in Miami, like picking his teeth with a toothpick, and then just like berating women as they walk by.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Okay, well, WWE 2K15 from 2K. So real you'll feel it is what they say,
You can
which
scan your
sounds
face,
terrible.
right?
Yeah, you
Sorry?
can scan your face. Yes,
you can scan your
So
face.
excited about
Absolutely.
that.
WWE 2K15 is available now for PS3 and Xbox 360, and it will be available November 18th for PS4 and Xbox One.
Yes, scan your face.
I should mention that tickets go on sale for a wrestling match, like a not a WWE but a different independent circuit wrestling match in December. I think it's the 12th. If any of you guys are interested.
Are you in it?
Hey, I was gonna, are you wrestling?
No, I wish. I wish I was wrestling, but
All right, so some quick community highlights here. Camille Polkowski asks, when is another drunk video coming out?
We're doing Super Smashed Brothers.
Yeah, that's this month.
Super Smash Brothers.
We were gonna try to do it for Evolve, but Evolve wouldn't work very well, so
we had
we couldn't even get that going.
Super Smashed. That's
you go.
what we're
We're
doing.
still planning on doing it for Evolve eventually, though.
All right, Zach Grant has a very interesting proposition for you guys.
Ew.
Adam and the rest of the Inside Gaming crew, in one of your old videos, I'm talking like 10 months ago,
Okay.
you stated that because of your gaming on the computer and the modern gen consoles you have, you'll probably never break out the PS3 or 360 ever again.
Oh God, no, yeah.
Because the resale of those games is next to nothing, I have an offer.
Okay.
I will trade any amount of barbecue to take the PS3 games off your hands. My brother and I smoke our own barbecue and make our own sauce. Brisket, pulled pork, ribs, bacon, regular or candy. Turkey, tri-tip chicken, you name it, we smoke it. Completely serious offer, free delivery.
So here's the thing. If I had PS3 games, I would give them to this guy for barbecue because I don't have any. Do you have any?
I have some.
Do you want to give your PS3 games to this guy for barbecue?
Maybe. I'll look and see what I got.
All
Yeah,
right.
where's he from?
he doesn't say.
Okay.
But he
How
says
does the
free
barbecue
delivery.
supposed
so-
to reach me? How does
Yeah.
it reach my mouth?
Through
We just
mail.
did.
Through the mail.
All I have is
that's good
Nino
for
Cooney,
barbecue.
and I guess I don't really plan on keeping my PS3.
That's
I
the
kinda wanna
only
get rid of that.
PS3 game you have? Nino?
Yeah, because I pretty much I always give my stuff out. You ever seen Battlestar Galactica and Captain Edward James Olmos is talking? He gives the president a book, and she goes, "Oh, I finished reading the book." And give it back, and he goes, "No. You don't lend books. You give books." Like so, every time I lend a game to someone, I pretty much just give it to somebody because I beat it. I go, "Here you go, it's yours." They're like, "Well, do you want it back?" I'm like, "No, you give it to the next person as a gift. Like
Keep this shit in
spread the
circulation.
love."
Yeah.
So yes, we want your barbecue. If you tweet us, we'll get your address and send you PS3 games. We promise.
A Kearney 96. We have a few comments basically supporting Adam's theory that the hey guys, if you like this video, please subscribe. It's not so much pandering as it is reminding people to subscribe because even if they like the content, they might just move on with their day. A Kearney 96 says, I have to agree with Adam when he refers to people as stupid viewers or something of that sort. I myself have been watching IG for a little over a year now, but I never thought to subscribe until recently.
Wow.
Mainly because I feel like these guys deserve far more subs and support than they get. Even if I'm only a single person, I'm proud to be a member of their subscriber count. You guys are truly great. Thanks for all the great content.
Well, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
thank
doing
you.
that. We appreciate that.
Jacob Parker also agrees. He says, I agree with Adam when it comes to people saying, like this video and subscribe, because sometimes I'll just leave and not subscribe to the channel, and I'll never be able to find it again. It used to piss me off when all these vloggers were saying favorite and subscribe, but when it comes to videos I actually like the IG videos, it's a good reminder.
Well, you're a bad person for not liking and favoriting. We
So it
don't
sounds
like you.
Sounds like the consensus is it's annoying if the video is bad, but if the video is good, they actually do subscribe,
Boy, that's subjective.
isn't it?
Well, I remember
Bias.
So like we tried it as like an experiment one time. We did the Left 4 Dead co-op video,
Yeah.
and it was sort of like let's gauge
talk.
our audience and see how they feel. Like this was after we all did like YouTube certification. They were all like engage the audience, engage
Yeah.
the audience. This is YouTube telling us.
Actually say
engage
these
our
things,
audience.
it works.
So we're like, okay, I'll do a little thing at the end of the video and be like, hey, if you guys like this, let us know, like the video, or whatever. That video got like 20 or like 30,000 likes or something like that. Most of our videos get like 10,000 likes,
Yeah.
which is good. But I was like, oh, okay, so you can actually see when you engage the audience, people react. And
It was
like,
stark. Yeah, that video got like 5 times the amount of comments as the next highest commented video we've ever done.
yeah, and like it was good. I mean, the thing is, I don't think we want to make that a regular thing. We don't want to like, hey,
we don't wanna beg.
Yeah, spam our video,
Yeah.
you know, sort of
And it
thing.
can't
Like,
become routine. It's
Right.
It's,
It has to be special. It has to be a special thing,
'Cause
which
you're
I
actually
enjoy. I like the feeling of something special. I agree with that guy when he says every vlogger says like favorite subscribe, like favorite subscribe. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that. Because it's not special. It's not.
Well, I mean, for us, it's how we usually gauge it. Like, we gauge, like, oh, if a video's got a bunch of likes, like, within, like, an hour, we're like, it's going to do well. This is going to be a good video. Sweet. It looks good for, like, you know, advertisers and stuff that they look at our stuff and they see, oh, these guys' videos have a bunch of likes. In the real world, like shouldn't mean anything, but for whatever reason, like, so this goes back to the me doing commercial work that I'm not sure I can talk about. But regardless, like, I was talking to some people and they were saying that they will get a job based on whether they have enough likes on their Facebook page. That is weird. That is a weird freaking thing. There were people who didn't get like certain gigs doing like a hosting gig or something like that because they didn't have enough Twitter followers.
I was gonna say we
that's-
know people that have gotten jobs based on the number
Twitter
of Twitter
followers.
followers they have, despite the fact that none of those followers seemed the least bit engaged with who they were or what they did.
It's just a number. It's the strangest thing. So like really the likes are mostly just for us to be like, oh cool. But then every once in a while an advertiser will look and be like, you guys got a lot of likes on your videos. It means engagement. It means your audience likes you. And so that just means we can keep doing what we do because people want to, we'll drink Mountain Dew for them.
Woo!
Love Mountain Dew.
Let's do some fan art.
Yeah, let's look at fan art.
Woo! Fan art.
Fan art.
Is this the first
Oh
one?
boy. Can you slide it over a little bit?
Kind of hard. I can't tell what you're looking at.
First one.
First one by Reddit user Booty Drum.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's him.
Ooh.
This, I don't know what style this is,
What, you like it?
but it hurts me looking at it, but in a good way.
I like James is my favorite. Oh man, they're all my favorite.
I don't know.
I like Adam. Adam looks like a character from Aeon Flux.
Adam's tiny arms.
Huh? His arms aren't.
What?
Are those tiny arms? Or
No,
what?
no, those are little. Those-
Oh yeah, they do kind of look like tiny arms. It's I think
Oh,
sleeves
weird.
for a weird
Yeah.
futuristic hoodie though, right?
And so technically I'm wearing a bib and is that a tattoo on my neck?
You have, it looks like you have a wart
I think-
under the right side of your chin.
You know me.
chest hair.
Classic wart.
Oh, holy
The
shit.
Jack Axefist drew
Oh yeah,
the
this one.
Ghost Pants Hunters.
This is awesome.
nice.
Busters.
Man. It always blows my mind when people can draw us well.
Cute little spools in there. Oh, look at them.
People,
Wait,
some
Halo
some
4?
people have gotten it down. There was
Oh,
a
no,
long
Halo 4?
long
I want to play
transition
Halo 4.
a long transitional period where people didn't know how the fuck to draw us. Well, some of us.
Reddit user Toby drew
Yes.
or constructed Adam as the skeptical fry.
That's
See,
me.
That was
What's the name
good.
of that mean?
What?
I'm thinking
Not
about,
sure if
Yeah, you
if-
can't
Yeah,
tell
that's
if.
it.
not
sure.
sure if she's coming on to me or just wants to stab me with a knife.
That's it.
Yeah, I've been really thinking about dyeing my hair this color, so thank you.
should.
Go for it.
I'm
And
convinced.
Look like Danny
You
Bonaducci.
should also rip out one of Jess's eyes. That way you'll really be able to do the cosplay.
Oh, I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
That got
Lila?
dark.
Oh yeah, that too. I guess that works for that reason too.
Arnoldovich
Wow.
drew the best actor ever.
What is he holding?
Yeah, I was
A
gonna
skull.
say.
Skull of Yorick.
Yeah, but then you
It looks different.
Wait, maybe it's not a.
Is it a specific
Oh, I see
kind
it.
of skull?
Yeah, those are the teeth right there. Like, it's angled kind of funny.
Yeah, it looks like it's got like a ridge on it or something, like little horns.
It's very detailed, though. I like it.
I just like our actor in his little thespian outfit.
To die, to sleep, no more.
And Scoop Tubins did a watercolor of Spool, adding him to the roster officially.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually have those. Those are all sitting. We have the actual printout ones.
Yeah, we should get those in frames
I like how they
Joel has them. We need
before
to
they get
frames,
like barbecue sauce stains on them.
I like how they managed to get Spool's diarrhea colored facial hair.
Oh, poor spool. It's red. It's a red color.
I like how that ended in an oh.
Would you have a red beard if you grew it out?
Yeah.
It would be
I'm
red?
not gonna shave it for the rest of November.
Really?
So we'll see.
Oh, I can't wait to see old red beard
fucking awesome.
Spool.
It is ginger beard.
Yo ho yo.
He doesn't smoke weed. He's not high.
Well, that's not what I was doing.
DeviantArt user Polyrules drew the. I don't understand what's with
you
them
have
drawing
a-
us as buxom women, but
I do.
Do you have
Awesome.
a cone dome?
Yeah, what's a condom? Does anybody know?
he said that in a video.
condom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condom.
Oh, when
condom.
he was talking about Australia, that's what he was talking
Yeah.
about.
Oh, it's an
Do you have
Australian
a
flag. I
condom?
thought it was a Union Jack. My
It
bad.
looks like
That
it.
was when he was telling the story of losing his virginity.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh, the old west.
Yippee-ki-yay.
T. John Storm.
Spool is a.
Why am I a baby?
Well, I think you're
You're swaddled.
marijuana.
Is he?
It looks
I
like
think he's a.
I thought he was a baby.
Looks like a blunt.
Is it Bruce's arm is turning into the wrapping paper on the
What?
Spool baby? Because it looks like your arm is like extending
Yeah,
out.
it does.
And then you, Lawrence, the mirror you're in has like a clawfoot tub type thing going on.
Yeah.
I like it. What's the old Western version of a computer? A mirror, of course.
And I'm wearing like a poncho and like an old lady hat with little balls on
You
it.
look very angry.
Adam's got a knife.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
James.
No, I have a knife.
Yeah, I'm in the.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
Bloody.
Adam is the one with. Is that a guitar on your back? What is that?
Wait, who's who?
I think it's a rifle
I thought Adam was the one in the green.
Oh, yeah, it's a
with
rifle.
notches
yeah.
in it.
Adam-
No, because he's
Adam-
got
Because
the
it's got
Batman
the
poncho.
Batman.
The Batman
Yeah.
symbols, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
God
Oh,
damn,
Adams.
that's really detailed. Thank you.
I do like how Bruce and I both have knives. Another thing notorious about the Old West is everyone walked around with a knife.
Maui.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
God damn it.
Here's the thing. The face is
I don't want to
great,
hear this
it's
story.
fine,
I don't care about
but
the story.
my eyes immediately went to the James logo, which I think I'm going to use professionally
Professionally.
because it makes me laugh.
You did a really good job with that.
What is a boy to do?
Oh my gosh, scroll down, please. There
A
we go.
flare-on.
Oh,
Drew
this one's
Research
amazing.
So
Lab.
good.
This one's amazing.
This to me, I don't know. This was like a almost like Far Side level of humor. Like it really, it touched me very, very much. Like this is, there's just the more I look at it, the better it is.
Here's a question though: is that supposed to be her pubic area, or does she have a gap? Like, does she have a crazy?
I think
Oh,
that's
that's a
supposed
really
to be.
good
I think that's her V.
That's her
Like,
V.
That's her V
It's her
bush.
Yeah.
Ah.
push.
Yeah.
I assumed thigh gap because it's the same color as
hard
the
to
negative
say.
space. But
Yeah, I think it's up for interpretation.
but she is a very thick, curvy woman.
it's like
I'm fine with that.
It's
Looks
like,
like a Power Girl.
it's like a Rorschach test of vagina. And no matter what you look at, you see a vagina.
I always see a vagina.
Always vaginas.
So good. I once again, it's just my favorite part though is I'm testing fluids.
We're
to
all
see-
very confused.
Yeah, like we're all doing like James is the only one who's close. Bruce is filling something
Scribbling
out.
down
I
notes.
just-
Something down.
I'm mixing chemicals. It makes no sense.
I can't believe
Doing
there's
research.
a book that large about the female,
Female anatomy.
anatomy.
Yeah, it should really just be one sheet.
It's mostly
Yeah.
just pictures of naked.
It'd be like the thing they give you for safety instructions on an airplane.
yeah, and it just says myth.
not real. Mr. Morales drew Bruce Oakenshield
Yeah, that's right.
This is
with one
made me
vital
laugh out loud.
problem. Your
Do you remember the film Altered States? when
mustache
he,
is connected
like,
in the middle.
Towards the end, he like turns into a monkey man.
I've never seen that.
Has anyone seen Altered States? Just
No.
me?
No. I thyou would have seen it.
It's about doing
watch a
peyote and
bunch
then
of
going
stupid
into.
shit.
Oh, just Frasier.
Oh man, it's so good. He goes into a sensory
awesome.
deprivation tank and like sees some really weird shit, and then like you got to stop quitting on a matchmaking, man. You're never.
Well,
gonna get
I
into
mean,
a
I
game.
want to play a game.
You got to
not
wait.
gonna
The
work.
matchmaking's broken. You got to wait for like 10 minutes before it works. Anyway, go see Altered States. It's a fantastic movie.
Harry Ladd drew the diva grenade.
Oh yeah. Don't throw me. This is my favorite. One of my favorite James voices. I love when he does this.
The grenade voice.
Yep, the grenade voice. Well, it's the kind of like sassy gay man almost.
Right.
It's always been the grenade voice.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Even
all right.
when I'm using it to voice a gay man. Oh yeah.
MJ Empire drew the IG master of all his
What am I doing to
scribbly
Joel?
guys.
You're holding onto his arm. You're like a couple of
you're
boys
scared.
having a
Okay.
laugh.
But Joel's scared. I'm happy. Joel's scared.
He's not scared. He's just a little overwhelmed.
That's a really good anime, Joel. That's a really good
No,
anime.
it's really
really is,
yeah.
wow.
It's fantastic. And
He looks like 40 though. Like he looks like an anime old guy, which is to say he looks about 20.
Yeah.
But the rest of us
It's
look
well, it's like
8,
Muppet Babies,
which is
and
to
he's
say
like Nanny.
anime age we're like 7 or 19.
Lawrence looks like Dean Lerner
Yeah, it looks like I have a kind of a fro going on.
a little bit.
I just gave out a great premise for a bunch of fan art, guys. Muppet Babies. It's IG Babies,
God.
and then Joel is Nanny, and the rest of us are baby versions of ourselves.
Joel would just be legs.
Go
All
to
right.
the next
Yeah,
picture.
great
Yes,
This
please,
might
go
win
to the
this
next
week's.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Ow!
Speaking of vaginas,
Cool, you're so hot.
This picture made me very torn and confused.
Because you almost
'Cause you wanna-
masturbated to yourself.
I didn't know what that would be.
Would you
like.
have sex with yourself? Say we're like in a weird
look
kind of
like that,
sliders.
Yeah, if I look like that, I would definitely have sex with myself.
Well, you've transcended space and time with that awesome background. Just wisp
The giant
everywhere.
thong?
Yeah, if you look
Slung
at
over your
that
shoulder
thong,
like
you look
Rosie
down,
the
you look
Riveter.
down where the heart is, you can see the creases of her legs.
There's places
Oh,
in this
boy.
image other than where the heart is. That's where my eyes go every
I was gonna
time.
say, every time I look straight there, I can see the creases.
I noticed the abs, but it almost looks like an abs gut, because it looks like it's kind of overlapping
Oh,
on the thong
distended.
a little bit.
oh, I see.
Yeah, so I mean,
Female spool is perfect. Do not make fun of female
no,
spool.
you got kind of an
Beautiful.
HGH.
She got beautiful blue eyes. She's kind of got that tousled hair look, but you know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks good.
It looks
Her shirt is the perfect size.
Yeah,
Perfect size.
I think I'd have to hit that.
I'm a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ancient Comical drew the Insect Gaming dogs.
So cool.
Very cool.
So Joel looks fucking awesome. By the
Yeah,
way.
he does.
Yeah,
Looks so cool.
poor, and then Spool just poor Spool.
This is perfect. So good.
He's Mr. Pink.
Poor
Yeah,
spool.
hell yeah, Mr. Payne.
Scott James Marks on Twitter drew a gaming session.
Oh yeah, look, you got the Goku King
Yeah.
Kai symbol
You got the Pacific
and the
Rim.
Pacific Rim poster.
Apparently, I have like a little
Yeah,
Jetsons float.
Lawrence has a hover thing going on. I love it.
Yeah.
And I like how he got all his shirts. James's taco shirt.
My famous taco shirt
Yeah,
that
you
I'm
wear that
always
taco shirt
wearing.
every day. I love that shirt.
It's like your make it or break it line.
Chris Young 1023 drew
Nice.
a new rendition of Machinima Man.
Wow.
It's like a Bruce
Tim.
Tim version.
Heroes
Yeah.
Rise.
And I like how you can see the little dildo on the back.
There is
Ready for action.
some Machinima superhero man art integrated into the new branding.
Oh,
He
great.
doesn't-
Right.
He doesn't appear to be Machinima
kind of
Man.
plastered around our office is this like Machinima Man like thing, and I don't think the people who made that have ever seen a single one of our videos. And if they anytime I see that, I immediately just go to Team Slayer. Yeah.
Team Slayer. Here we go.
I immediately just think of James with a giant purple dildo. So.
Well, the Machinima Man has the purple dildo.
Yep,
good.
right on the
That's pretty
back,
awesome.
right on his back.
Sheathed.
It's scary because the design of this character is actually really like good and viable as an actual character somewhere. So don't make it real. Borsato 92 took the screen cap of a snap he got, and I have no idea where this came from. I just saw this on Twitter, but apparently on a wall somewhere, somebody made a collage featuring Inside Gaming pretty prominently.
Oh, and Rooster Teeth too.
Yeah, and Bravest Warriors and
Joel and or not Joel, sorry. Is Elliot? Is a banana?
and
when
the
he goes
banana
to-
suits.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that's Ricky and
Elliot, right?
I think so.
Maybe. Maybe
yeah.
those are just two guys he knows.
What is this? What does the text say?
Ambrose and James are life. Without them, where would I be? Would I even go on YouTube? I think not. Without Bruce's wheeze, James's blue eyes, and Adam's miserable stare.
Wow.
Yeah. My day is not
I'll
complete.
take it.
The only thing that stops me from going on YouTube is Facebook, for my messages are fun from Team Banana. My fellow classmates always keep me entertained. I then look forward to reading U of L confessions and crushes as well as
You don't
much
have to read
more.
the whole thing, it's okay.
How do you use the internet? There you go.
Maybe Team Banana is someone else.
So I think that's something
Probably.
else, yeah. But we were featured prominently in somebody's internet collage.
That's
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
Also, one last piece of fan art you forgot to mention. Stowaway,
Stowaway fan art.
the video game.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you download the game Stowaway, I believe it's free. Just download it, play it. In the very beginning, there's a little piece of Inside Gaming fan art in the game.
We're
I
on
was
the
like,
back cover of a magazine.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It was really super cool. It showed up in a PewDiePie video. Actually, that's how I saw it. He was
Yeah.
doing a Stowaway
People were tweeting it
gameplay.
at us and stuff. It's pretty
I
crazy.
don't know how people
Yeah.
caught that. It was like just so fast.
Hey, fun little crossover.
Good
so
for them.
We
that was,
finally made it.
So
We
good
did
looking
it
out,
into a
audience.
PewDiePie video.
We did really?
The artist is like, hey, they ripped me off and used my art in that game.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was. The game's free, so.
Yeah.
Still ripped
there
them
you
off.
go.
Doesn't
They'll
matter.
give them a percentage of all of their earnings.
Oh, there you go.
0.
That's fair.
All right, well, that's it for Fan Out this week. Once again, this podcast is sponsored by Cards Against Humanity and their 10 days or whatever of Kwanzaa. You can give Cards Against Humanity $15 and they'll send you 10 mystery gifts for the 10 days or whatever of Kwanzaa. Space is limited to the first 250,000 people who sign up at holidaybullshit.com. I currently have 2 subscriptions to things that come in boxes for me every month, and I think I'm going to make it 3. This sounds pretty fun. And that's it for the podcast.
We did it.
Hey,
We did it. You know, I was hoping we'd have time to get to a little thing we call finger spacing.
Can I
but
tell the Samsung commercial story thing instead?
Absolutely not.
No, you're on an NDA.
so-
we were way late here.
Yeah, so I just did a VO thing, and I don't think you're ever going to see it. So
Sorry.
Good
that's that
story.
End of the podcast.
All right.
Let's play some Halo.
Hold
I'm
on,
going to play
hold
Halo.
on.
Yeah.
His double jump only kind of barely influences everything, whereas Titanfall, every stage,
it's
every
integral.
battle
Yeah, it's integral.
is structured around your ability to move around the map.
Yep.
Whereas this is like, it's just any other stage, but now you can get up there.
Building a PC now is pretty much putting like Legos together with a couple little wires that you got to pin in, but like it's just becoming so modular at this
Yeah.
point that like any idiot like myself can build a PC. It's
You're
not
a
hard.
hacker.
No, it does make me feel special and big inside when I can do it, but
What about Big Outside?
well,